Aquarius. Sorry about the lateness, but this is your October reading. You did not get a September reading, and my apologies. I was very under the weather and had minimal energy, and there are many times where I tried and failed to do these readings, so I hope we can cover a little bit of last month, this month, and then what's to come more in the extended, which will be in the first link below. And again, my apologies, but gotta take care of ourselves, right? I gotta take care of myself. This month, all information for Work B101 is below. Again, that extended reading, it will be the first link. And this month has already brought some cards out into play. So let's just cut the chit chat, right? I think that's kind of what you're also maybe feeling this month. You find yourself maybe extroverted and out, maybe celebrating some achievement soon. And what this is more about is the achievement, or maybe finding that you want to celebrate some things you've overcome internally recently, because they've made it a lot easier for you to focus on what's to come next. This clearing of this energy, maybe you need to go out and celebrate. Maybe Libra season is bringing the extroversion with maybe your closest people. There's just more of this secured sense of self that comes up and out of you this month, and that's what we're in the midst of the Aries full moon right now as I'm doing this. So at like the end of the height of it, and the moon will move into Taurus very soon. So, and Venus will move out of Leo and into Virgo. This is something that's been brought to your attention maybe this weekend. Maybe you challenge yourself almost right away because maybe you're not feeling it. Maybe it's the weather. If you live in an atmosphere where, or part of a location in an atmosphere where the weather changes, or you're just feeling it subconsciously because each hemisphere is changing and shifting right now, regardless if it's to cold or to hot. And weather, we're in the middle of, very rainy times, so severe weather. So that can make people, and even especially people who are hypersensitive. So if you find yourself being, or have even been diagnosed, if you know that you're very sensitive, you're even sensitive to the natural disasters around you, because of course, that is a part of what makes you unique and what makes you more of the humanitarian of the zodiac. But this is also about your well-being and your ability to realize that this is still good for you even as you grow. This going out, doing things that you enjoy, or maybe it's things that you used to enjoy and you're starting to do them again. It's gonna help. It'll help your health and overall. There are certain people, sometimes it's creating just simply to create. Or for you, it is this part of you that is so mature, yet it can even feel hard to move. So whatever it is that's coming up for you, it's not without confusion. You may not get, and last month may have caused you to kind of really go inside, really meaning have moments where you can have these intimate conversations with yourself or with someone around you about what it is that you actually value, what you bring to the table, but also what you can look forward to, not just about what has always been possible. There may be a part, even a blind spot in your life right now that you're almost like, but I have done ... And maybe you are, and Virgo season helped you realize, and into the season more obviously, Venus is moving into Virgo soon, that it's revealing to you with Mars, which just passed through Mercury is still in Virgo at this point. And it caused you maybe to question, doubt yourself, doubt your path, doubt what you're doing. And I just want to let you know that usually that happens to the best of us. There will always come a time in your life, Aquarius, that you will have to have even more belief and more faith in yourself. Your body will also show you. One of my favorite things to check in with myself about where I'm at, if I'm questioning if I should go out, if I should conserve my energy, is to like make sure you're communicative with your friends or with the people, maybe partner who wants to hang out with you. And just, an easy thing you can do is, I'll say yes, but when the day comes, I'm not sure how I've been feeling. I've been up and down, right? Just being very straightforward. The day comes, you feel more energized, it's a yes, you're ready to go. But if the moment comes where you're about to hit the door, but you find this push and pull of energy, most likely it's time for you to say yes to yourself in that way. It's also very clear to you that whatever you have learned about recently isn't the whole story, especially if it's with a Gemini or a Taurus. It's not the whole story, and the only thing you could do is be rest assured that you will get the full story, and just trust that. I know that's like, take my word for it, but I want you to take my word for it, especially if you're coming here and looking for some reassurance. You will get the full story. And if it has anything to do with, again, Gemini energy is heavy or strong, it's about how this month, what's being brought up for you is what, again, from the beginning, you almost have a block in your mind about how you can move forward physically. Like, you may be attached to where you are, and that's, fixed earth, right? Mentally, this is normal. This is what works. But then cardinal air comes in, and we have eclipses starting this month, and this is the perfect time to allow yourself to explore, and for some of you, it's exploring what faith is to you, what spirituality or religion. Maybe some of you are looking into and exploring that very heightened mind of Aquarius, where you're exploring different religions, different belief systems, allowing yourself the ability to find what it is that works for you. And it's really at the forefront right now. So as crazy as this is, it's not that crazy. But for you, it's very specific that your spiritual nature and your physical nature are linking up right now and causing you to question or wonder what more means for you in terms of physicality, mentality, partnership. You're coming to an understanding about what growth is for you, and maybe having a full-on moment. And it's this recognition of yourself in a way that relights a spark in you where you thought once was dull. Maybe you kind of thought like, this is just the way things go. It doesn't have to be. And then you find that there's more to give on both sides, because it could be a mutual feeling between you and a specific person. But I do think this is really about yourself and how that relates to how you relate to not only the world, but how you want to continue showing up, and how you're kind of being guided to see, what could be possible, why it's important to be self-empowered and decide for yourself, and maybe not let someone else decide for you, because maybe you're coming up against something that you're being questioned with, and it doesn't have to be like a big question either, but something hits you, maybe a conversation sparks something, or you listen to something that sparks you to think about this within yourself and wonder if this is something or a limitation you've put on yourself, or because a lot is coming towards you, especially in its spiritual abundance. It's coming to a part of yourself that needs mental rest, because it looks like there's a lot going on mentally here too. That makes sense, because when we're reconnecting with the universe in that way and wondering and going into our own place. You don't have to, first of all, go alone. Maybe you find the right people to talk to about this. I still don't love this angle. And I would recommend to really go for it, because this month the conversation can be directed in a lot of different ways. And I would recommend to give yourself the freedom to utilize, this air season, to give yourself the ability to explore your mind in this way and explore conversation and be open just in question. Because this Taurus energy is strong, but this Gemini energy is right next to each other. So, the Taurus eclipse is also at the end of the month. So we'll also talk about that in the next part. And it reveals to you a lot about, and you quickly understand what you now have to give moving forward. And that will also make you receptive to what has been almost that block that's been just in the way. And you're just like, it's like a roadblock that you find literally driving. You're like, wait, why is this even here? Or it's random. And you're like, all of a sudden you drove right into, you're like, whoa. But it gives you such a snap of insight that makes you realize, like, oh, take a beat, take a breath, receive, be receptive this month to your own questions, not needing answers right away, but trusting that you will come across those answers or the questions that you're needing to ask yourself. All right, Aquarius. And maybe you find a voice in this. Maybe you find yourself in a different creative venture by the end of the month. See you in the next part.